Hello and welcome to AM Guitar with me, Anjay. This is a really quick video where I'm just going to take you through a little bit around gain stacking and how I do it. This video is sponsored by Lead Guitar Toolkit. The key to killer lead guitar playing may already be in your pocket. This 4-in-1 guitarist multi-tool wants to make you a practice addict. With a rock and blues licks library, real feel drum machine, variable key jam tracks and handy scale trainer, this Take Anywhere toolkit makes mastering the fundamentals fun. Plus, it comes with this ebook free. Get yours today at leadguitartoolkit.com. So, gain stacking you may have heard of. Basically, the idea is that you take multiple kind of distortions or gain pedals, you stack them together to get better tones and better gain. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you going just into a clean amp. And I've got the Big Orange Crush Overdrive and a 1991 distortion pedal from Funny Little Boxes. So the first one's a K-line. It's very similar to a similar to a Tube Screamer, but with some extra controls. The 1991, funnily enough, actually has a gain stack inside it, where it's kind of a low gain into a high gain, bit like a Tube Screamer into a Marshall. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off the first gain stage on that. So I'm just looking at one gain stage. And here's what the overdrive sounds like. So there's a decent amount of gain on that. If I roll down the volume on my guitar, get some nice rock and roll tones if I roll the volume down. And a nice lead tone if I volume up. Now here is the 1991 on its own. Now I've got the gain control halfway on, so it's not the full amount you could get out of it. This is how it would sound full gain. But then I've got nowhere to go if that's on like that. So I have it halfway on, and then I turn on the overdrive. So without, with, the idea is that if you have two of the gain stages, it gives me control over how much noise and distortion I'm getting, and gives me somewhere to go on the higher gain, because I could then ramp that up again if I wanted to. But actually, with the 1991 on half gain, pushing the overdrive into it actually sort of ramps it up to what it would sound like with the full gain on. But it gives you a bit more control, because what it does, it also allows me to use the volume control to almost eliminate the overdrive part of the distortion, the kind of stacking. So what you end up with, this is both of them together. So I go back to a much lower drive, but still full. If I turn off the overdrive, so you see I've kind of got almost a clean tone. And by turning the overdrive on, I get back to that nice distorted sound. And then I've got loads of space to go with the volume control. And with that gain stacking, you also get that chugging sound. Off. On. So stacking those gain pedals just means that I have, again, like I said, more control. I have more depth. It allows me to get kind of unique tones as well. And if you swap them around, you can get different tones. So the overall feel of the distortion is going to be whichever pedal comes last in the effects chain. So if I had a tube screamer after this, I'll get a much bigger mid hump. The way I've got it stacked now, I get a little bit of mid push, but it's more about the sound of the 1991, just making it even fuller without needing to push all of the gain stages to max on the 1991. You can do it with low gain as well. So if I roll the gain right off the 91, so it's more like an overdrive. So this is the big orange. This is the 91. So they're very similar. Put them together. You start getting back into distortion territory. So you've got so many clipping stages, but then with the volume control, I'm rolling it back down to overdrive. So the next time you're looking at your distortion pedals and you can't get the sound you want out of one of them, try stacking them, going from a low gain to a high gain and seeing what you get. Going from two similar gain states, so two overdrive pedals, see what they feel like. And then ride that volume control to get a bit more flexibility over those tones. Don't max all of the gain stages out. Don't max out the distortion. The other thing you can do as well, just as an aside, if I was to use the K line just as a volume boost into it, so I'm turning all the gain off, pushing all the volume up. This is my 1991. Now I'm going to push just a huge volume boost into it. So just using a clean boost into it also gives you that kind of thicker sound without needing to max out the gain on the distortion pedal. So yeah, try it. Tell me your favourite combos. You know, lots of people, I remember seeing a video about how some country players may have 3 or 4 gain stages, each with a tiny bit of gain on them, and stack them until they get the tone they want, and then use the volume control to almost eliminate different stages because of the amount of volume going through. Let me know what you think. Tell me your kind of tricks that you use for this kind of stuff. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you again soon. Cheers.